Okay, hi there, guys. Good to see we've got a few in there. Just let me know if you can hear me clearly. Just put something into the chat there, just to make sure that I'm coming through okay. Oh, the numbers are slowly picking up there. That's good. Yep. Fantastic. All right. Yeah, fantastic. That's great. All right. Welcome, guys. It's great that you took the time out on a Friday night, a relaxing Friday night, to listen to me rabbit on a bit. It's My name's Braden Gardner from Trade Direct 365. And thanks very much for Chris and Louise to asking me in there for this webinar tonight, just to inform you guys about our trading platform that we got, that we're offering you guys. There's going to be a few things I want to go through today. I've got a few notes, so I might be jumping around a bit, but I want to make sure that I cover everything. I've gone through also the forum and just checked out some of the questions. So I'll endeavour to get through all those, but if I don't, feel free to either chuck it in the chat and I will be reading that as we go along. Yeah, just chuck it in the chat if you do have a question. If they're too long-winded and I miss out on them as we try to get through, just either give me a call. You can find our number on our website. It's 1-800-886-514 and press 2 and you'll get through to me. Otherwise, just send us an email to our support line and I'll definitely get back to you. If you want to have a chat, more than welcome. As you'll probably find, I'll talk quite a bit, so I'm happy to have a chat to anyone. Hope we all had a good Easter as well. I think there's people probably slowly still coming in, so just pass the time a bit by checking out a few comments. We enjoying the markets? I guess we've got a range of people, haven't we? From newbies to more experienced people. Anyone that's new, you're getting to see it's good times, and you're not getting any false sense of security when you're seeing these types of markets at the moment. But it's a good way to cut your teeth, I guess. All right, we'll probably get into it now. Firstly, we'll just go through, obviously, like I mentioned, my name's Braden. I'll give you a bit of history of how I come about, well, with my trading and where I've come from. So you can see, got a bit of experience in the markets. Obviously, was a broker from around 2001, I think, for about 10 years, up to about 2011, I think. And then after that, I traded my own money from there, while doing bits and pieces while I was getting myself going. Um, so I've got a bit of experience on different platforms from broking and also through my own trading. And back probably around 2011, I met up or hooked up with Davin Clark, who's a professional trader. And I was just in forums with him. And he, not long after, I don't know exactly what year, when he started up Trade Direct, and he got the platform up and running, and got the company up and running. Oh, I just noticed we might drop out occasionally, but just bear with me. It may just be buffering occasionally, so it's more got to do with my internet. So don't worry, it's probably not your end. It'll be more my end. So don't worry, we'll get through it all. Yeah, so hooked up with Davin probably a few years ago, and we've just been supporting the Trade Direct platform, which you'll be seeing soon, and Trade Direct, the company. Um, so yeah, we come from a background of trading ourselves. So I know a lot of you, like I said, are learning now, and you want to learn obviously in this section of the course that you're doing with Chris and Louise. You're learning about platforms. So like I said, there's probably a few people out there that have been around the traps a bit and have experience on different platforms, and they know what they want and they know what they want to what they want in the platform. So hopefully, what we're offering, you'll see what we're offering and what we've got will suit your needs. It's sort of a no fuss platform. We're based more around giving you options to a platform it's going to be cheaper than the competitors, and it's going to do everything you need, and it's going to be solid. It's going to run smooth. Obviously, with any platform, there's going to be a few little issues, but we'll correct that quite easily. And you can always got someone to drop a line to. You can always give us a call. Hopefully, it's one of our biggest things. Our biggest selling points is our support line. So, like I said before, more than happy to have a chat with anyone. You'll probably find you won't get me off the phone half the time. I sit in in front of the computer a lot, so I don't talk to too many people. So if you do call up, beware. Anyway, so who's had a bit of experience with platforms in the past, and is there, or who's a complete novice? It's probably going to be a bit of a lag as well. Just see that we're going through all right. All still there? No, none. All right. So yeah, just whacking any questions. A lot of this is probably going to be new to you, so I don't want to go. I'm going to keep the obviously it's a bit more in less informal, a bit more informal, I guess. Whatever I'm trying to say. It's a Friday night. Um, I'll try to not be too complicated with what I'm doing. What I'll show you. I just want to make sure you get a bit of a grip of what we offer, how it works, how the platform works, and how to navigate your way through the platform. So I'll get it up and running in a minute. Now, to start with, I guess we'll just answer a few of the questions that I saw in the forum. So we are a ASIC regulated platform. There's a bit of buffering. All right. We are an ASIC regulated company. Um, ASIC are pretty much not the harshest regulator, but they do regulate very harshly. So to comply with them, you've got to be up to scratch. You wouldn't really want to be opening the platform or opening an account with an offshore company, just because they've got different rules and regulations, and obviously money's going in and out of the country. Also, we've got, I think there's a few questions about bank accounts. We've got a segregated bank account with Westpac, so your money is held in a separate account. You do get interest on that account, as far as I know. I'll have to find out more. So if you want to know more about that, just send us an email. Um, what are the other notes? So that's the funds we've just covered, fully regulated. There is a lot of information on how it works. Also, if you go to, I'll just get the channel, you'll see it across here. So we've got a whole lot of bits and pieces on our YouTube channel. So for later on, for further reference, you'll be able to go to this channel up here, find us on YouTube, and there'll be a whole lot of short videos on different products. So if there is something I miss um, on how to use the platform, just go through there and just watch those videos there. We also have a mobile app that's on offer. You can just download onto your phone or your tablet. If you go to the store, it's not for the demo, so you can't play around with the demo on your phone. The demo or the trial account is only for desktop or your laptops, so you can play around with them there, but you can't. It's just unfortunately not for the mobile app. I mean, there's not much to see on it anyway. It's your pricing. You can put your orders. You can see your charts. It's sort of a watered down version of the desktop platform. Um, our spreads. So our spreads are all fixed, so we're going to focus mainly on ASX CFDs or ASX share CFDs tonight, and we offer fixed spreads. So whatever you see on the share price, you can compare it to share prices. We're often the same on the CFDs. You'll see that we don't widen spreads at all. I know there's some companies out there. I'm not going to point the finger, and I don't know for a fact that all of them do. They do add 1 or so cents to the spread as well as your commission, and our commission's pretty much up to 30% cheaper than our main competitors. So that's what we like to offer. That's the way we structured the company and structured the platform and structured the service, is more from a trading perspective. We're traders ourselves, so we know that cost goes into it's a major part of your trading. You don't want to be giving away too much to everyone else when it can stay in your own pocket. Is there anything else just quickly that I may not have covered just there? I know there's overnight holding costs for CFDs, which if there's all these technical questions that you want to know more about, like I said, just give me a call and I'll more than happily pick up the phone, or just send us an email. I can send you out a PDF, which you can get from the website as well. You'll be able to download it from our user guide sections in our website. Yeah, sorry about that if it keeps buffering. It seems to be running quite well now, quite smooth now. So, well, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the platform, and what I want to go through tonight is just have a bit of a look through it. We'll walk through the platform, what we're offering, how it works, put together a bit of a trade, and just go through some of the how to place stops and the different types of orders that you want to know. So anyone that's new, I'm hoping that you've obviously done a bit of work on them. Uh, you can have a look through the platform on the demo version as well, which will go toward, actually, I'll put it up now. If you go to the Trading Game website, which you've probably been pointed to from the email, you go to our network, just go to our brokers, and you'll come to this page here. There's a whole lot of information, obviously, down there of um, why Chris and Louise are recommending Trade Direct 365. We probably touched on a bit just before as well. But once you get there, you can just navigate your way through. You can create a demo account, and it'll send you to this page here. You can just sign up for a demo, or you can just have your one-click demo there, which it'll open up the trading platform, and then away you go. And have a bit of a play around there. It's the best thing to do is to play around with it if you haven't already. Have a bit of a look around the platform. Don't be scared to press any of the buttons. I mean, you can place some trades, test your trading skills. If you don't go too well, the beauty is, unlike real trading, you can reset the account. So what I'll do now is just get up the platform. Is there any questions just before we get up and running too far? We'll open up later on to further questions. So if there is a bit of an issue and going too fast, it might because of the delay, just feel free to send through or ask the question later on. All right. So what you'll see on the screen in just a moment is the Trade Direct 365 platform. So this is just a trial account. You can see up here it's just got demos. So yeah, actually I should have mentioned that now. I was going to mention that at the end. Louise just pointed out about the Kickstart pack. I'll get those up as well. Just one tick there. So you just got to remember when to open up a live account, Chris and Louise have decided to offer you a free trading resource pack. It's worth almost $500 when you do open up the live account. So I think that's a fantastic thing, just a bit of a nudge to get you up and running. So you can get that, like I said, once you get into the platform. I'll just minimize this again. We've got tabs everywhere. Once you go here, open up an account, they'll get a notification and they can organize that for you. All right. Let me just get back into the platform. So we're just going to find get rid of that. Just the trading platform that we're looking at. There we go. All right. So we offer a range of products. I know there's probably a few people, from what I've read in the questions, a few people have dabbled in bits and pieces. Some have done indices, FX. Like I said, our focus tonight is just going to be on the shares. I know that's what you're learning. A lot of people come from a share trading background. Just make sure I've got that. That's what I want. That's perfect. Yep. So, sorry, as Louise just mentioned, you need to email Louise. Once you start up your account, we'll know who's who. Just email to confirm that with Louise, and she can get that organised with the Kickstart pack. I think I've covered that, covered everything. Yep. All right, fantastic. With the resolution, it's got more to do with the YouTube channel. If you go on the channel, you'll be able to see in the bottom right corner, there's a little spinning wheel. If you just click on its settings, go to quality, you'll probably be on the low auto quality. If you go to 720p HD, that should improve your quality there. Sorry, I should have mentioned that before. But just let me know if it's still low. Okay. I'll show you just for you better see that just here. Hit settings, hit quality, up 720, and away you go. Okay. Perfect. Always got organised. Organised woman. All right. So, like I was saying, with the platform, CFDs, we offer CFDs on a range of products. So obviously our biggest market, the biggest thing we trade is the ASX 200, which is the indice on the ASX. We've also got a product on the SPY futures for SPY traders, which is basically it's a very similar type of product. There are key ones, and it comes down to your equities, your ASX equities or shares that are widely traded with us. Also, we've just added cryptocurrencies. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the list of products. Might just change. I'm just going to make sure that you can see that okay. So I'm just adjusting something, you guys. Just bear with me 1 minute. All right. So you can see that now. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the products that are offered. So we've got a few cryptocurrencies, not much. That's just for the crypto traders. You've got your indices around the globe, Asian, European, US, the big ones. You've got your FX. So you've got different pairs, euro-based pairs, pound, US, your different slightly smaller pairs. And again, a lot of not all, but a lot of the majors, anything really, if you're an FX trader, we've got fixed spreads on there. There's no variation in spreads. And with our indices, another big thing, another big selling point, the ASX 200, if you're an ASX trader, it's a fixed spread at 0.9 as well. So that's good for anyone that wants to, you can use that to hedge any way you want. We also have, obviously, there's your shares. We've got a few energy products which you can just click on there, and so anything down here, you can click it on it, and it'll pre-populate it in the window, so you can see your quotes. And we have metals also, so you'll have a list of metals. All right, so first thing is just really having to play around with that and navigating around the products and what we're having a bit of a look around. I won't go into too much depth on how to use the platform. It's more just showing what we can do what products we can offer you in the way of your indices, your FX if you're a trader, or if you're just sticking around with your shares, the number of CFDs we offer up to about, I think, 400 to 500 of the top shares as CFDs, and they're also shortable too, which is a bit unusual in this game. We short the top around 400, or anything that we offer long, we can actually short as well. And that's one of a key selling point, whereas you get probably some of the bigger brokers, you can't short quite as many, especially in times that the market's tanking a bit. If you're wanting to go short, you've got a good setup for however way you trade. You want to know that you can actually have access to be able to short, because that's the whole key behind CFDs, or you can hedge a position that you may have in your equity portfolio. Okay. So what you'll see obviously the list of products or whatever products. You can set up different tabs across the top here just by adding them into a new watch list, creating a new watch list. You can put it in, for example, if I just put in Braden, I can start that up. That'll come across the top there, and I could just add this, what am I got, ASX 200, add it to Braden's watch list, and away you go. You should see it at the top there. So you can create the different watch lists. You can create FX watch lists. You can create shares, your indices, however, just a general portfolio watch list that you want to see. And then you'll see that with all the quotes here, the current bid and the offer, the up or down, daily change. And then you get to your two, obviously most important, your trade window and your order button, which we'll go over in just a minute. Next after that, you'll have your alerts button. So you click on that, you can add an alert to whatever product you want to trade. The next button here, which you'll see, if you click on that, left click it, you'll get the chart that'll pop up. And once that populates, it might be a bit slow because my internet's getting a bit overloaded tonight. All right, you'll see that populate, and you can just move around. You can move that chart within the actual window, so within the platform, or you click the right button, and what it does is open up the chart in a new tab, so you can actually drag that chart around and put it onto a different screen if you like. I find very handy. So that way, if you're trading, if you want to look at a daily chart, a weekly chart, you can have two next to each other without too much problem. If you have multiple screens, if you just have one, then you can obviously manipulate, well, I've just lost it now, manipulate the size of the chart to fit half your screen and so on. Stuff, there we go. So you can move that around on a new tab. So you can basically open a series of tabs if you want. You can have the Aussie on one, BHP on another, and you could just have a few that you've been following or that you're monitoring as you go. So I'll get to the charts in a minute. I'll just drop that down. Right, so you can see that that's your chart button. The next button is what you'll see. You can click on that, left click again, and you'll get whatever instrument you're looking at across horizontally, whether it's Aussie 200. You'll see the different information that might be useful to you, the trading hours, the deposit, which is the margin, what margin multiple it's at. If you're relatively new to the game, you're probably best asking for this, the PDF on margins, just to explain a bit better on the different margins, especially when you start to deal with indices and currencies and things like that. It's pretty straightforward when you're looking at CFDs on shares. They range from, I think we got them around 3 to 5% for some of the large cap stocks, and they go up from there depending on the risk that's associated with each share. And that's got to do with your volume, your traded volume for the day, the number of shares on offer, and all things like that. So anytime, there's actually the ability to just, I'll touch on this while I'm thinking about it. If when you're trading and there's something that we don't offer as a CFD, don't think that we don't offer it. You can always just send us an email, especially if it's doing quite a bit of volume. It just may mean that we haven't, no one's really asked about it before, and it hasn't, or originally it wasn't in the top 400 stocks. As it's got bigger, it's coming to the top 400, but we haven't put it onto the platform. You can always just email us, request us to take a look, and if there's no problem in actually offering it as a CFD, we'll add it to the list, and then you'll see it. It probably takes around half an hour to an hour, I guess, once the trading desk has had a look to actually offer it as a CFD. So really, we're just like I said, just service is a big thing for us. So feel free to ask anything you want or send through any email. If I can't answer it, you'll find that I won't get back to you. I'll just do the usual. All right. So that's the information button, and we've just covered on when you go to the far right-hand corner. I'm pretty sure you can see that on the screen there, is when you just add them to the different tabs when you're setting up your watch list. So the second half, or the bottom half of the screen, if you go along, if you trade a position, say for example, we can open up a position. Let's just do it. We'll just get onto the DAX. So I'll just click up one. So I'll explain this in a minute. I just want to go through. If we just click on buy, I won't do that. Submit. So what I've done there is just bought one DAX index. So you can see it appear on the bottom. And I'm doing all right so far. Made a euro, which is great. So you'll see that pop up in your open positions tab. If you are looking at placing an order, you click on the order button. If I want to sell it, I might want to sell it when it gets to a certain level. I just dropped it. Well, just drop the level to, was it 12 to 30? It can move quite a bit there. I want to buy it. Oh, submit. Probably too close, I know. There we go. And actually, just while we're looking at that there, you'll see when it's red, when it's highlighted red, you won't be able to submit because you're too close to market, or you're the wrong side of market of where the current prices are. So if it's 48 to 49, you'll see I can't buy it at 48 with an order. I'll have to go to the trade button. More about that later. I'm probably getting ahead of myself a bit. If you just drop that down, obviously, I want to place the order. You'll see it will open up in the open orders tab. So that's for things, open positions, anything that's actually executed. It's live for you. Open orders is anything that will pop up there that you're trying to get executed. So it's still not an executed trade. So you've got the ability to amend that trade. You've got the ability to, anytime you want, you've got the ability to close that off, to add a stop. You can do whatever you want. All right, so I think it's probably, also what you'll see here is if you go to transaction history, you'll see any sort of transactions that's gone through, open and closing. Basically, when you've closed out, the activity history, it will just give you a rundown of what your buttons you pressed. So if you executed something, you'll see it pop up there. If it's closed out, you'll see it pop up there as well, and it will go to the transaction history as well. Information is just what we mentioned before. An account summary is just how you've been going, which doesn't look like I've been going too good just at the moment. All right, so that's just the bottom half of the page. That's something that you're just going to keep an eye on once you've got your positions up and running. Uh, if you're playing around, so it's best just do what I did then. You've got a demo account. Don't be scared to press any of the buttons just to see how it goes, just to understand where it's coming, not getting confused on what tab you're actually on. So open orders or open positions, sorry, anything that's executed, open orders, anything that you want to be executed. So what I'll do is just remove that. Don't know if I get executed, but probably not. No. Confirm, and away you go. You'll see that come out there. Okay, any questions there? It's pretty straightforward there, the bottom half. Now, the main thing that I want to touch on now is before we go into the trade window and the order window, I just thought it'd be prudent just to make sure that we know a quick run over what stops are, and if anyone doesn't know, well, just put your hand up if you know all about how to work your stops and your limit orders, what the differences are, what side of market you're going to be, just so there's no confusion. Now, if I don't need to go over that, just let me know because probably you've touched on it already, I'd say. Let me just get to the chart. So for instance, if I am, what I'll do is just make that green. So if you want to buy, you can either buy on limit or you can buy on stop. So that is two different ways to enter the market. So basically, if I want to buy on limit, it's generally up to a certain price. So the current price here is 57.95. This is the ASX 200. You can see the current prices right here across the right, just what I'm highlighting, basically where my cursor is. So when I say buy limit, I'm going to give myself up to a certain price where I'm happy to buy it, anything below a price. So if I'm going to say, okay, somewhere around 57.50 and below is where I want to buy it. So that's a buy limit order. So I can go and set my order up, place it into the system, just knowing that if it actually trades, it's got to trade down there. If it gaps down, whatever, if the market's closed and it opens below that, I'll execute at the price that it opens, not my 57.50 price. So if it happens to open at 57.40, below where I put my order, my limit order to buy at 57.50, I'll get 40. I'll buy it at 57.40. So that's how your limit works. It's you're happy to buy up to a certain price. Anywhere below, the lower the better. Okay, so when you've got a stop level, it's slightly different. If I want to enter on a stop, I'm looking for a certain trade to play out. I want the market to prove itself, to kick higher before I want to enter the market. I want to go with the flow. I want to buy it when it's rallying. Then I would prefer, I like to use a stop order to enter into the market. So don't get confused between a stop loss and a stop. Stops are just a stop. It can be an entry or it can be an exit. It doesn't matter. All right. So if it's at 57, where are we now? 57.95 now. If I say I want to enter at say 58.50, if the market pushes up and it starts trading 58.50 on the ASX 200, I want to get involved on a buy a contract, and maybe one contract, two contracts, three contracts, whatever I want, and then I can put my stop so it would execute from the price I put in above. So if it happens to gap above 57, 58.50 at 50, 58.60, say, it gaps 10 points up, I'll get 58.60. It's just part of the game. That's the way stops work. All it does is guarantee you get an execution above 58.50. So I hope that makes sense between the difference between the both. Um, and it's just a reverse for sell. So if your a sell limit is obviously above the market, so you want it to pop up before you sell, and then hopefully if you're right, it rolls over, heads down, and you make money when the market sinks. And the same if you think, oh, look, if it breaks this support level, if the market's looking to break, if I can just draw that in, let's just delete that. The market's looking to break that support level. I don't want to sell it up here because it could just continue on higher. But if I think once it breaks there, it's going to continue down another 100 points, I'll put a sell order, sell stop order just below there. Head south, away we go. Then I'll enter the market and I'll have my exit level just trailing behind it, or my GSLO, which we'll touch on in just a second too. All right. So any questions just on that before we keep going? We get over to the trading windows now. I hope that's as clear as mud. All right, so I've got an open position still. Oh, I'm losing on that. I'll close it out. All right, so we'll start from scratch again. So basically, if I'm looking to place an order, you've got two ways to do it. You've got the trade button. So your trade button, and if you touch on either one of those, trade or order, you can see it's just the same window. You've got order up here or the trade up in the top left-hand corner. So you're given a market. We've got the ASX 200 here. You can see it's trading 57.94.8, 57.96.8. So it's a 2-point spread out of ours. I think it's 0.9 in the main trade now between, was it 10 and 4, 10 and 5. So what I'm saying, so that's your trade button. So when you're talking about your trade button, if I'm sitting here watching the market, say tonight you've got the payrolls out in at 10:30, I want to see how it goes. I'm going to be sitting here trading live while I'm watching it. I'll more than likely be using the trade button because I'm sitting here in front of the computer. I'm watching the action. If it starts kicking off, I'm going to buy it at market and I'm going to see if I get it right. And if it heads higher, if I don't, goes lower, I've got my stop in place. I can put all that in. But the trade button's essentially you're trading at the current market price. You're either selling, you're buying at the bid, or you're selling on the, you're buying at the offer, which is the blue button. You just click on the left click on the blue, it'll highlight blue. It grays out the sell. So you're buying at 57.96, the current market. Or if you think it's going to go down, you want to sell at the current market, click on sell and you get the current offer, hit submit, and away you go. I've just shorted one or I've sold one contract on the ASX 200. All right, so you can go back there. Let's just close that out. Get back up our trade window. We'll just do the reverse. Or this will just close it out actually, won't it? Yep. All right, so that's your trade window. So it's only at current market. Okay, the order button is anything outside of the market. So it's what we just touched on before. If you want to buy below the market, so the current, if I want to be a buyer, I click on buy. I change my number of contracts. I'm just doing $1 per point. I can do 10 if I want, for instance. I've just changed my amount in the middle, up or down, 10 a point. And from there, all I have to do is click the level down. If I think if it pops down to 57.80, for instance, you can see the current market's at 57.94 to 96, say. I don't want to buy it until it goes down to 57.80. I'll put in a limit order because it's a buy below the market. So it's only up to that certain price, 57.80, that I'm happy to buy it. Anything below, if it happens to get through, I don't know, if it gaps down over the number, 57.60, whatever, that's great. I've got an extra 20 points up my sleeve. So I can place that order. That'll go straight to the open orders tab, and you'll see it in here. 10 lots to buy, plus means buy. You've got your price. It's a limit, 57.80. And from there, you can either cancel it, or when you amend, you can actually add in the stop there. Okay, so that's using the order button. All right, now if you wanted to just add in a stop, you quite simply, we can do it from here. So if I go do 10 again, I'll set up my order. I want to do 10 contracts. Actually, I'll just do one. We're going to run out of cash. All right, click on buy. What have I got here? I've got the DAX now. I might just go down a bit more because the DAX moves like a rocket sometimes. All right, so I've got my order. I'm going to place at 12,200. I want to buy it when it gets down there. I want to buy 5. But what I want to do also is from here, that's my entry order. So I'm just setting up my entry order there. If I want to add my stop to it right now, I can do that later on too, which I'll show you with the ASX 200 order. If I want to add my stop, which is my exit, if I get it wrong, I click on my stop. I tick that. So what I'm doing is just putting in my protection. So I'm happy to buy it at 12,200. But if it goes down to say, we put in 12,250, no, 150. That means I've got 50 points leeway to get it right. So if it goes down and gets me in and I execute the order, it goes to my open positions. It'll be at 12,200. My stop will become active at 12,150. Okay, so you just set that up and all I have to do is hit submit. Now what we were saying I know is a big part of your trading is GSLOs, so guaranteed stop loss orders. Now, to do that, you simply hit the guarantee button. Now, with guaranteed stops, they've got to be further away from the market. Um, that's basically the way they are. And just, I know I didn't touch on it to start with. With GSLOs, you don't pay for them until they're executed. Okay, so I know that's a big thing. It used to be that you had to pay just to put them into the system, whether they executed or not. So if you happen to buy it, you attach your GSLO, you'll pay. You used to have to pay to just put the order into the market. If you cancel it, that's too bad. You've already paid for it, even if you take profit on it. So even if it's not, it doesn't become active. It used to be the norm in the CFD industry. Now it's moved away from that, and some may still charge you just to put the order in, uh, even if it doesn't activate. We don't. We basically it only charges when it's activated, if it's action. So if I happen to buy it at 12, let's make that 1200. So we give ourselves a lot of leeway there. So it's a 200-point stop on that. We've got a big trade on this. We're looking for it to go to 12.5, whatever your trade is. All right, we've got our GSLO. So if it doesn't trade at 12,000 and it goes up and hits our profit target, or we exit, we don't pay for that at all. So it's in there, it's ready to go. It's not, I think I've always thought it was a bit silly not to pay for something that you're not going to use. And I think that's a major point. Like I said, I think there's a few companies that may charge you. I think there's some, I won't name names. Well, I will. I think CMC might actually charge you, but they do reimburse you. So it's like margin that will come out of the account um, when you put in the order. And if it's not executed, you'll get a rebate or you get that reimbursed into your account. You can just go through their website and check that out. I think CM's IG, I'm not sure how they activate it. I think it's pretty much the same as us. So with GSLOs, they'll only charge you on execution. So I hope that's clear. All right. So yeah, so you can put in that order there. It's quite simple. You click on the stop. You put in your GSLO. I want it at 12,000. So I give myself, you'll see the charges in euro comes up as 1,000. We'll just make that one. So you'll see the charges of what it's going to cost you just by manipulating the quantity. It gives you an estimation. Cost of guarantee, sorry, that's my margin. Cost of the guarantee stop is 15 there. God, what am I talking about, 1,000? That's way off there. What you can also do is I can put in my profit target. So I can set up my full order. What am I doing? 12, let's just say 12, 1,300, 13,000. So basically what I've done, I can put in my full order. I know where I'm going to execute. I want it to go down to 12,200 before I buy it. And I'm going to buy 5 contracts. Once that's executed, I've got 2 more orders that become active into the system. One to keep me out of trouble if it goes down and goes against me at 12,000, and one to take profit if it hits up to 13,000. So I either lose 200 points or I make 800. Okay, but all that I can put that in the system and I could walk away from now. If I go and reassess it later on and I don't think it's happening for me, it's probably popped up to 12.3, 12.4. It's not really working. I can just go in and cancel the order. So basically I hit submit and away you go. You'll see that order there. Okay, so it shows you exactly what's going on. Germany 30, buy 5, my limit's 12.2. If done, if that first order, my first entry order is executed, you'll see my 12,000 becomes active. And we call it OCO, so one order cancels the other order. So if I get hit on my stop, the other one's automatically cancelled. If I take profit, the stop is automatically cancelled and I haven't paid for my GSLO. Okay, so it's a pretty simple method. It's pretty robust. There's not much more to do. So I can walk away, I can turn my computer off. I can come back in the morning, check what's happened. I can check on my mobile, especially if it's live. Check on my mobile to see if I executed. Okay, I got into my trade just to see am I up, down, sideways, to see how it went. Maybe I got in and got out. I can check. I can see it on the statements if it did execute. So the first thing in the morning, I might just wake up, check my open orders. There's nothing there. Check my open positions. Okay, there's nothing there. It means I've got in and out. Did I make a profit or not? And you can find that pretty simply by going through your transaction history or your activity history. All right. Now, if you want to cancel it, obviously just hit remove. Away you go. I'll remove that one. Confirm, and we're out of that. Now, what I wanted to say, another way to place in your stops also, so you can either add it in right in at the start, or if you do what I do, I look at charts, I'll just sit there and wait. If I think it's going up, I might go bang, hit the market, no mucking around, I'm in. And then once I confirm that that order has been executed, oh, sorry, I haven't done that. I'll actually do that. I'll do what I'm talking about. I might just go, okay, let's go 5, bang, hit buy, hit submit. Okay, we're in 5. I can see open orders. Okay, I bought 5. I bought them at 57.96. And now I want to add in my stop. So I pretty much go to amend, hit the little pencil, left click, and do the same process. Hit my stop, hit my guaranteed, and then just drop it down. I might say 57. All right, I got that right. Yep, I bought it by 5. Yep, and then I could just add my limit order in as well. Now, does that make sense, guys? Pretty clean and tidy. And then you've also got the option as of hitting a trailing stop, but you can only do that after it's executed. So you do have options to add in as trailing stop. So you can actually, it's just automated, but I don't technically use trailing stops. I like to watch my charts, and I'm sure you guys learn the same way. I'm sure Louise has taught you that way. You raise your stops as you go once you build your position. Or you've just got the option if you're a bit lazier, like I tend to be sometimes, you hit the trailing stop button. All right, does that make any questions just on that? So you do have a few different ways to, you can either hit your order button, jump into the market there, add in everything you want, and then walk away from the computer, or do just watch the market, set your order up, you know you want to buy, you put your quantity, hit submit, and then add in your orders later on. Or you can actually just put in the first order, and then if I wanted to amend that later, oh, hang on a sec, I forgot to put my stop in there, or I forgot to put my profit target. I can just quickly go and amend that. Again, hit your stop limit button, click on stop, click on limit, put in your prices, and away you go. All right, that's probably, I'll just make sure I might remove that. That's probably, I hope that's pretty clear, pretty easy. Now, so it's pretty easy. I'll just close that out. I'm not doing too well, guys. All right. So I just got to check. No open positions. I know that. No records. I've got no open orders either. So actually, I have. All right. No open orders. So I'm ready to go. I can walk away, shut down, and call it a night. All right. So that's pretty much that's what I've just explained to you is the same for any product we've got. You're using the same system on whether you're trading your indice, whether you're trading your CFD on your shares, whether you're trading your FX, your metals, your gold, whatever you want. Okay. Now, when we go back to the charts, I'll clear all this out. We do have a lot of your indicators. They're not. I mean, there's a lot of packages out there that are really fancy. They got all your bells and whistles, but over time, I've tried all my bits and pieces, and I've settled on just a few things, which pretty much every package has. You got your exponential moving averages I put on there. I've got my stochastics, so I can put in a MACD if I like. So all your studies, you can just drop down, play around with that. You can add in your studies there, whatever you like. You've got options to change the color of your background of your charts. If you like the white charts, if you like the dark charts, you can change all your candle colors if you don't like red and green. You can go black and white. You can do all that sort of thing. So you can set it up however you want. On the top left, so you can actually trade off the chart too. With the trading from the chart, it's a pretty standard package at the moment. We can't trade. You won't see your position on there. We are slowly adding to the package. We're slowly, it's an IT thing. You've got to slowly grow everything, and everything costs money. So again, the more bells and whistles you have, the more your package or the more your commissions are going to be across the board, I'd say. Your more complicated packages that you might see or your platforms somewhere. I've used interactive brokers a lot. I know someone in the forum mentioned interactive broker. Fantastic platform, but it will cost you a fair bit. It's not technical. It doesn't technically cost you for the platform, but it'll cost you a lot in data. they don't give you free data at all. You've got to have a minimum amount in the account as well. We pretty much, you can put $1 if you can trade with $1 in our account. You can put $1 into the account, no problem at all. Obviously, you can't if you can cover your margins with $1, but we're not asking for every cent you got. It's pretty much whatever you're comfortable with, you can put into the account. Whereas some of the others will ask you for a minimum amount as well. Um, yeah, so it has pretty much the charting package we got. It's a very good charting package. I like it. It's not complicated. I wouldn't think it's too complicated considering some of the other packages I've seen. And also, I guess while I'm saying that, I'll touch on the platform itself. It's made this certain way so it isn't complicated, so it is easier to use, and it does everything you need. We are slowly growing it bit by bit. Like you said, we've added in alerts recently, which is a good little point. Yeah, true. IB is really hard. So um, that's probably another point when you open an account. I've seen a few other things. People mention that they can be hard to open. Look, they can be really hard to open. They ask for everything. A lot of companies ask for too much, I'd suggest. Um, the good thing is, and like I said, you've always got someone to call with us. Just give us a call. Abuse me if you like if I'm not doing my job. But if I don't get back to you straight away, if I don't pick up the phone straight away, I will get back to you. And the same with Davin. We're here to support you guys, especially being new. We know what it's like. I mean, and I'm sure Louise is the same. She knows exactly what it's like to be new back in the day when you started. Myself also. So you don't want to go down your learning curve blindfolded. Um, and we're really just here to help. So opening your accounts, we want to make it as easy as possible. We want to make the um, using the platform, we want to make sure that you can understand it. You're not going to, that's why the demo is there, to play around, make all your mistakes in the demo, learn how to use it before you open your live account and start trading with real money. Um, when you're opening up your live account, by the time you get to that stage, it's really just about refining your trading system, I guess, or um, refining how you trade. You don't want to be worried about how to use the platform anymore after that. Like I said, any questions you have, give us a call. Probably got sidetracked again. I get sidetracked quite easily there, guys, especially on a Friday night. Any questions so far? I think I'm slowly covering a lot of things that I wanted to tonight. Um, I've covered on stops, limits, functionality of the platform. I've gone over the charts. I was going to go over a trade idea, but I don't think there's much need to go over a trade idea. Actually, no, let's just do one. Might as well just do one. I'll just get up now. So for instance, my trading, so let's just say we're setting up a trade here. I know this market looks like it's dropping over. I want to say, okay, it's coming off support here. What I might do is look at drill down, and I see this level here. And I might mark it up on my chart, and I think, okay, what's that level there? That's 58.18. Okay, so I think this is a very strong support zone here, and I think it's going to come off there. I think it's going to go quite well. It could potentially rocket up to that major lower high there to around 60.81. So I think, okay, what I want to do, I want to buy it. I want to buy it when it breaks up through that little high at 58.20. I might put 25, for instance. Buy it at 58.25. But just write these levels down so don't forget. 58.25 off my chart. And I think, okay, if I get it wrong, I don't want to be holding it below, that stop. I want to be out basically if it goes below there, because I'm pretty much sure I'm going to be wrong and it's going to keep going down. This trend is going to continue down, but I think there's a good chance that it's going to push up off this support, and up she goes, and I'm going to target initially 60, 78 and potentially higher. All right, so I want to set up my order, and then I want to walk away and I want to go to bed. All right, so I've got 58.25. I'm going to put my risk down below the lows. Was it 57? Let's just say 56.90. And potentially I want to have my target up at 60.80, an easy number. All right, so this is how I might do it from day to day. I'm sure yourselves as well. Yeah, so sorry, Scott. Well, I saw your question there. The what we want to add, I'm big into charts, as I'm sure most of you are as well. I'm not so much a fundamentalist. I mean, on the stocks, I like to read my bits and pieces, but I go most of my tradings off the charts. What I like to see, I want to be able to buy off the charts, which you can do here. You can just click on buy, put your amount in, put in your order level, hit buy. I know what's going on, but the beauty is what we're trying to add to the system is to see your orders on the chart. So you can actually, it'll be like a horizontal line. Say, okay, you might say, I bought one at the current market, whatever the price is. My stop's going to be below, and I can move that up and down from the chart. Nice and simple. And I might want to have my profit target, and I'll be able to see that on the chart and move the order, my profit target and my exit target on the charts, rather than go back to the order box like we just had before on the open orders. Does that make sense? So it's all from the charts. You can see exactly where you're placed, where your stop is. If it starts going up in your favor, I can just I can drag my stop up there, hit submit, resubmit, and it resubmits your order at a higher level. But it's all from the charts. It's nice and simple. But that's the thing we're working on at the moment. I'm not the IT specialist, so we want to add that functionality to the charts. At the moment, um, I've used IG in the past. I know they have a package that you've got to pay for. Um, I think that you can do that on it. You can just drag it up. It's quite good. It's quite handy. But like I said, all that costs money. So we're trying to keep it a bit leaner just to make sure that the costs are down. It's always going to benefit you in the long run anyway. Okay, does it make sense there? So what I've got my order set up. I've got my buy level if it goes up. So I want to be sure that the market's going in my favor. I want to buy it at a certain level. So that's a buy on stop. So from here, if the market turns south, it goes down and goes down below this level, okay, I'll call it a day. I didn't get in. I'll just forget about it. All right, so now I can go, I'll drop that down, go to the ASX 200, click order. I want to buy. I'll set in my, let's just say I'll do 5 contracts. Let's be a heavy hitter. I'll do 10. Okay, so I've got my buy level in there. I put it at, was it 58? Was it 58.25? Am I completely wrong? 58.25. So all I do is push the price up to 58.25. It's as simple as that. So what the system recognizes, if you click on buy and you put in above the current market, you're putting a price above the current market. The system recognizes it's a stop. You don't have to play around with it. You don't have to say it's a stop or it's a limit order. It's just simply you put the order at above, it's a stop, it goes into the system, it won't execute until it hits 58.25. All right. So that's my first part done. I've got my quantity, I've got my buy, I've ticked, I've got my level. I click on stop limit. Okay, my stop, I wanted to put that at 56.90. I think it was that. And I wanted my limit price, I wanted 60.80. Okay, so basically I've set up my whole order for tonight. The thing is, you just got to be wary that it could go down, it could go all the way down and turn around. I mean, you know the markets at the moment, they get pretty volatile, it can turn around and whip around quite a bit. You just got to be sure that you've got just an eye on where the market's at. So if you did get executed, you know that's fine, you just leave it, away you go. But if you didn't get executed, but you want to cancel it, you can just jump on your phone, bring up the order, cancel, done, and forget about it. But basically, I've put my order in now. I've got it all set up. I can forget about it. I can go have a wine if I like, sit back and relax for the rest of the night. Maybe click on the market every now and then just to see where we're at. But I know my order's ready to go. It's either going to make me money or I'm going to lose. And it's based on this premise of the chart. All right. So it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. I hope that makes sense there, guys. So what I'll do now, you can see it in the open orders. So basically later on, you can always check in your open positions. It's gone in there. Okay. I know my entry's executed. And I know my other two, my stop limit and my profit target are ready to go. All right, so we'll cancel that out before I forget. So that's probably, I'm guessing, the bulk of the platform. Like I said, to have a bit of a look around, a bit of a play, as long as you know how to trade, the differences between the two trade button and the order button, you know where to find your charts for whatever product, which is the little charting icon next to the little bell on the right hand side. Any of those, you click on that, the chart will come up. You know how to either maximize it, well, if we do that, you know how to play around it, drag it around, make it a bit bigger within the platform, or drag it out onto a new tab, onto a new browser, I guess, and do it that way. Oh, just had a bit of buffer in there. All right, so you know the basics of the platform now. So I guess it's a matter of just getting onto the demo, downloading the demo, have a bit of a play around with it. Feel free to ask me any questions. Like I said, I'm available on the phone number you'll find on our website at tradedirect365.com.au, or just send us an email to support@tradedirect365.com.au. All right. So I think we've covered everything regarding the platform there. Like I said, there's probably a few questions that I didn't touch on just here. Well, before I keep explaining, I know there's a lag. Just if there's anything you want to ask now, just feel free to type it into chat. If there's anything I haven't covered that's a really big concern of you, just type it in the chat. Or if you don't, I mean, if it's too long-winded, you can just give me a call or send it through an email. But feel free to type it in now. Any questions you may have. Just check that I've covered everything that I wanted to go through that we said we would. Looks like we could have. Okay. But I think we've probably gone through everything. I'm pretty confident. Is there anything else, Louise, that you may think I've missed? I've touched on your GSLOs, the products. Like I said, it's best to have just a bit of a play around to see exactly what we've got, the exact costs. You'll see here a few more advantages. The key advantage is obviously low commissions, which I mentioned. It's up to around 30% cheaper than, say, your IG, your CMC, 20 to 30% cheaper. We don't add anything to the spread at all. It's just a fixed spread too, so there's no variation, which I know a lot of brokers can do. I'm not a fan of. I don't think that's a fair thing to do. But that's about it. You could see bits and pieces there. Like I said, they've graciously, Louise and Chris have graciously added the $500 little bonus, but you have to email once you start up a live account with us. But they'll know as long as you go through the website here. So just go to www.tradinggame.com.au, which I'm all sure you know about. Go to our network, our brokers, get to the page there, have a bit of play around with that, have a look around that. It's got down the bottom demo account, or you can open up a live account. And it'll take you to, like I said, that page. That's your demo. Then you can open up your live. Away you go. All right, I think that's pretty much it. I didn't want to go for too. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. It's good to hear. Look, there's nothing. There shouldn't. I'm a big believer in there shouldn't be anything too complicated about trading. I've obviously I know Louise and Chris, especially Louise. I've probably met her a few times now. I know her quite well, and I like what they're doing. It's not complicated, and if you tend to, I've seen a lot of people in my day, especially as a broker, overcomplicating things. I don't think you should do that with different indicators. And sometimes I can look at the chart, I can't see the candles. Everything else is laid across it. It just gets far too complicated. So there's no reason to complicate your trading, and there's no reason to complicate the platform. You don't need too much on it. You just need it to be a solid, dependable platform. And like I said, there's a lot of questions that people ask in the forum about dependability and support. Just be confident that we'll support you if you. That's what we service ourselves. We pride ourselves on, I guess, is our service. So feel free to give us a call and ask any questions you may want. So that's probably about it. We'll probably wrap it up there. If there's anything else that I may have missed, feel free. Kiss. You blowing me a kiss or keep it simple? No, that's perfect. That's great. All right. No questions. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I've touched on everything that you wanted to hear. If not, like I said, send us an email or give us a call. Happy to chat. If not, you might even get a hold of Davin if he's listening in. I'll put you across to Dav. Let him answer some calls as well. So, yeah, I hope we've touched on everything. If we haven't, give us a yell. If not, good luck, and we'll speak to you again soon. Thanks, guys. See you later. Have a good night.